Speaking after play, Pucovski said he was still managing his much-publicized mental health issues, but that things were on the right track. "I'm going well. It's obviously an ongoing process, and you're dealing with it day by day, but things are definitely heading in the right direction," Pucovski said. Having been a part of Australia's test setup within the last 2 months, Pucovski, 21, is clearly a player of significant interest to national selectors, but he said that he hadn't heard anything from the panel about a possible berth in the Australia A squad for the Tour of England that precedes this year's Ashes series. Loading, "I guess it'll be one of those things, keep trying to do well here and win games for Victoria. I've worked out that the more you take things in your stride and not worry too much about anything other than the next ball or the next day, it's probably the better way to go." For all the column centimeters written about him, this was only Pucovski's third first-class century. His first came last season against Queensland at the MCG, not long before he suffered a season-ending concussion after being felled by a Sean Abbott bouncer, while the second came at the start of this season when he amassed 243 against Western Australia in Perth, an innings that catapulted him into the national selection conversation despite his tender age and a nasty history of concussions. That innings wasn't even 5 months ago, but the Pucovski story has ebbed and flowed dramatically in the intervening period. Little over a week after the WACA Not Cricket Victoria announced that Pucovski was taking indefinite leave from the game to deal with mental health issues, he returned to play the final Shield game before the Big Bash League break, and then, despite having played just 8 first-class games, he was called up to the Australian Test squad for the recent series against Sri Lanka. But the Australian selectors ultimately opted against picking him for the first test. Again battling with his mental health, Pucovski was then released from the Australian squad during the second test in Canberra. Less than a fortnight later he was crowned Bradman Young Cricketer of the Year at the Australian Cricket Awards. He made 22 and 11 against Queensland last week, before a first innings duck against Tasmania. Loading, Tigers' tail wagged earlier on Thursday, with 59 from Sam Rainbird helping them to 286 after resuming at 8 to 234 in their first innings. The Vics opted not to enforce the follow-on, content to try to set Tassie a colossal target. Nick Maddinson continued his terrific form with 61. Out-of-contract veteran Cameron White helped secure his spot in the side with 52 not out, and Test opener Marcus Harris compiled 44 before edging Gabe Bell to first slip. Victorian captain Travis Dean's form remains a concern however, with the skipper falling LBW to Riley Meredith for 11. Dean's season average has slumped to 17.69.